What's up, guys? How's it going? My name is Fedor, and on my left, this wonderful, enlightened, and prosperous, wonderful lady. Your name is
Victoria.
And today, we'll talk about our top 4 books that we have read in 2018, each. So for me and for Victoria. So again, I guess I can start with mine.
Yes.
I cannot read fiction books. Okay, I have started on 2 or 3 of them. I couldn't get past 50 pages.
Actually, same here. When I was younger in high school, it was cool. I think the only one that I read was Twilight. But other than that, it's not interesting to me.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I've been reading very interesting books that my friends have said that they're amazing and they're very interesting and easy to read, whatever. But then I just lose interest after the first 50 pages. But it's just, I wish I could read more fiction. I think there's a lot of wisdom in there, but I've been reading self-help books, or
we both have.
Right, yeah, we both have been reading self-help books in 2018 because I simply cannot get around reading fiction.
Right.
But unfortunately, that's how it is. So the first book that I have read in 2018 is called Principles by Ray Dalio. Okay, you see the book cover right here on the screen. It's about Ray Dalio is one of the most successful investors in the history in the world, right? So he is talking about how he was able to structure his company and his employees in a way that would lead him to success. That he wasn't the smartest guy in the room, but he knew how to figure out a system of how to consistently get great results and how to do that yourself, like whenever you have a business. And since, I have Befluent and we're doing all that stuff, he was talking about how to manage your employees as well. It was very useful for me because I got some information from him about how to really lead your company. So it's great. I think it's great for personal life as well as your business side. So recommend.
Okay, since it's hard for me to remember authors because like Fedora, I read a lot, I brought my books. So this is one of my favorite books, You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. I hope I pronounced that right. Sincero. Yeah. This book, oh my goodness, last year did wonders for me. I already know I'm a badass, but not trying to sound conceited, but it just always helps to get that extra push on why things are going good in your life and how to keep them that way. And I feel like this book just did wonders for me because it taught me just a lot about myself that I never really analyzed. And I think I'm probably going to read it again this year because it was just great, and it was just it was so self-motivating that every time I woke up in the morning I felt good reading it, and it made me feel good about myself. And that's why I think I really like self-help books, because it made me feel good about myself and just reminded me that I do have a purpose and I can do this and I have all the talent to fulfill my dreams. So that's why I like books like that, because it just makes me smile when I wake up and allows me to continue to strive to accomplish my dreams. So that book, yes, if you're looking for a motivational self-help book, read that. It's amazing. Go ahead.
Yes. My second book was Good to Great. Okay, Good to Great. Again, you see the book cover right here on the screen because I don't have it on me. But it's the book, again, about a similar thing. Since, again, I have a company and I have my friends as employees, kind of, right? So it's always good for me to learn about that stuff early on of our company. But it talks about how good companies became great companies. What makes them keep being great and keep being amazing to this day? What are they doing internally that makes sure that they are successful for the long term? And one of the main takeaways was that they do not focus on short term whatsoever. Their CEOs of those companies, they don't strive for fame. They don't strive for a lot of followers on Twitter or Instagram, right? They simply are striving to really create a great business. And that's something that I really took away, is that I shouldn't be focusing on short term, but instead focus on the long term. And long term, like whenever you have that perspective, you're always going to make a right decision. Is this good for just a year, or is it good for 20, 50 years?
Right.
And the answer is always obvious when it comes to that comparison. So Good to Great, amazing book, but again, a lot of corporate focus. So it's very, I guess, niche thing. If you have like a company, or if you're an entrepreneur, recommend.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Your second book now.
Okay. This, guys, remember this? I was talking about it all the time. Adulting by Kelly Williams Brown. Guys, this book, I wish I would have had this book in high school. Literally everything that you need to know about adulting, from how to pump gas, from how to budget, from how to start your first apartment, how to not get in debt. I literally wish I would have had this book a long time ago, because even in college, well, not even in college, but even in my master's now, I'm going through the same stuff that she's going through, just like relationship stuff or went through. It's just so relatable, because she talks about the stuff that you feel embarrassed about asking, or the stuff that you type on Google at night when nobody's looking. It talks about literally everything.
That's good.
And I think it really, I really liked it, because sometimes, you know, you just don't want to ask people because you feel embarrassed, or you feel like they're going to laugh at you. And this book, oh my goodness, even though it's long, it gives you everything you need to know. It's funny. She cracks jokes. It feels like you're her bestie just sitting on the couch talking to her. So I would definitely recommend that. That was my favorite book that I read last year, compared to the other two that I have left. So yeah. That's good. Yeah.
My third book was Beyond Religion by Dalai Lama.
Oh, yeah. I remember when you were reading that.
Beyond Religion. And this book is talking about, you know, we have multiple religions in the world, and he is talking about it, and he is Buddhist, I believe, right?
He was Buddhist. Yeah.
Because I keep missing out the names for it. But he's talking about what common things all religions have, and what humans are striving for, which is like happiness. Every single person on this planet wants to be happy, right? That's their, like, you know, ultimate goal, right? And so we all are striving for that, and he's talking about some characteristics in a human being that we all enjoy, like, you know, being generous, being kind, being open and honest, for example, right? Things like that he's talking about, and really makes you understand, like, the common ground of all happiness of all people, regardless of their culture, race, gender. And so it really puts things into perspective. Even though you don't have to agree with him on all the topics, he is bringing you his wisdom and his experience, because he has traveled all over the world, spoke all over the world, and really preached what he believes in all over the world. And he can see many people of multiple religions, what they are all striving for. And that's what he's giving you in this book called Beyond Religion, and kind of like get, instead of thinking of your moral character as within a certain religion, he's talking about that as within a certain, I guess, humanity. Like, we all should be doing this, regardless of whether we're Christian, Muslim,
and
Buddhist.
what I liked about what you were telling me was that he didn't put any other religions down, and I think that's very important, regardless of...
He didn't even promote his own religion.
Yeah, and that's what I like. He didn't promote his own religion. He just spoke on the topic coming from a genuine place, to just not put down other people's religion, regardless of who they believe in, who they worship. So I thought that was really important and interesting.
It's not a religious book, it's a secular book. Like, it doesn't talk about religion, it doesn't force... Secular.
Yeah.
It doesn't force anything onto you, so...
Okay, moving on, guys.
Your turn.
I feel like Fedor has all the serious books, but I'm going to introduce a serious book, Dying by Corey Taylor.
Dying? Oh, yeah.
Remember I read this in like 2 days, guys, because it's a small book.
It's a small book, as you can see.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Look, I always put in my books the day I started it and the day I finished.
August 10th, 2018. Good.
Yeah. So, okay, Dying. It was this one was a serious book that I read. I wanted to change it up because I'm always reading happy self-help books, and it made me feel that I knew the woman that was dying. I don't want to tell you a lot about it, because if you want to read it, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a book that takes you on this journey of this woman's life, easing you to her death, because it is called Dying, and you know someone dies. So I thought that was it was a very interesting book, because it made me think about death in a different way, because many of us fear death and want to know, when are we going to die, how are we going to die, what's going to happen. And this book is kind of like, it puts it in a peaceful way. Everybody's going to die. It's just how you go about it, and how do you make peace along the way. So it's just amazing because I want to tell you so much about it, but I don't want to ruin it because I know some of you guys are going to want to read it, so that's all I'm going to say. But it's a great book if you're interested in knowing about this woman's life and her journey to death. It's just incredible, and it's a true story. She did pass away a couple of years ago, and it's incredible. She's a great author. I love it. Yeah.
And the last book for me for 2018, and I'm still reading it, it's called Small Giants. I'm not sure if it's focused even on it or not, but
no, it's focused on me.
On you, okay. Well, Small Giants, right here. It's a book by Bo Burlingham, and it's talking about kind of similar to Good to Great. When companies go from good to being great, this one focuses on companies that focused on being small, okay? That remain small because of other priorities of their founders. Like a lot of these guys who have these companies, they are very like a family person. So they don't want to be away from their family. They don't want to move to a different city just to expand, right? And so they chose to be small, even though opportunities were there for them to expand. A lot of these guys turned down $10 million expansion, offers, things like that, right? And why they do it and how they keep being profitable and keep being amazing as a company, keep being a part of a community that they are in.
Yeah.
Because imagine if there's a company that has been in your neighborhood for 50 years and has been producing great product, is going to kind of shape you, shape the community, sort of, right?
Yeah.
So it talks about that, and talks about again how to manage your people well in a tight circle with having 10 to 15 people, right? For example, how do you manage them so that it's going to be an amazing experience for them to work there, as well as profitable for you as a company. So again, a lot of company stuff, because this year, this 2018 has been like the breakthrough for my company, and so I really want to read more about it and get some knowledge on it, so I can be successful.
So we can be successful.
All right, go ahead with your last book.
My last book is Broke Millennial by Erin Lowry. Lowry.
Oh,
Lowry. So I'm reading this now. I'm only on page...
You're still on it?
Yeah, I had to stop.
Did you go back?
Yeah, I went back. So when I haven't read a book in a long time, I go back and I reread it. So I'm only on chapter 4, dealing with the dreaded B word, which is broke. I just want to say, guys, I love this book because, as you know, in our other video, we said what we want to work on in 2019, and 2019 has arrived. And this book, Broke Millennial, teaches you how to budget, teaches you how to use your money wisely, how to save better and get wealthy at the same time. So this book is really important to me because I really struggle with budgeting. I was very fortunate as a child growing up, and everything was handed to me. My family was well off, and I never really had to think about money. And now I'm an adult thinking about money. So I'm like, I really need to work on not spending all the money that I get from like work every day, or like just spending it on careless stuff. And this book that my sister got me is amazing, and she's reading it too because I feel like we're both in the same, in the same boat right now with money. And it's just great because instead of asking somebody, educate yourself, get a book, figure it out, take notes, and act on it. So this book, I love it, and I'm acting on it. So it's great.
That's good. I'm very happy for Victoria that you're reading all these books. Very happy for myself too, that we keep educating ourselves. And the goal for this year, for me and for you too, is to read one book a month. And then hopefully at the end of this year, we can have the title 12 books that we read this year.
We always read a lot, and last year I got to 8.5 books, so I didn't reach the 12, which I was really upset about. And how many did you read, babe?
Like 6 or 5.
Yeah, he read a lot too.
I didn't read that many as I wish I did, but
hopefully by 2020 we'll come back with 12 books.
All right, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you can pick up these books and read them yourself. And that's it. We're gonna see you in the next video.
Пока-пока.